I feel like it might be a little bit hard to explain, like the gravity of the situation.
What is cheat sheet? Not only am I going to tell you week after week after week why it is so fucking important that we vote for Joe Biden this year, but also we're going to provide you a cheat sheet to help elect progressive candidates down the ballot in all the swing states. Today's episode, Michigan. Cheat sheet is getting legit American right now because we have our first athlete on the show. You know Blake Griffin. You love Blake Griffin. He was selected by the Los Angeles Clippers in the 2009 NBA draft. In his rookie season, oh my God, Blake was an all-star rookie of the year, won the NBA slam dunk contest. I'm seriously, what? Also, he's a comedian. He makes comedy. He's an artist. He has a new podcast on Audible, The Pursuit of Healthiness. He also was a guest star on Broad City, one of the most popular episodes. Give it up for Blake Griffin.
Hello. Thank you for having me. That was a beautiful intro. I appreciate that.
So, Blake, you're here to represent Michigan via your gorgeous athletic skills for the Detroit Pistons. Do you feel like a rep in that way?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I've only played there for 2.5 years now, but Michigan is such a sports state, and Detroit is a sports town, and they really appreciate their athletes. They appreciate the ins and the outs of sports. And so I feel like they embraced me right away. I've done the same. So it quickly became and felt like home to be in Michigan.
Michigan. Okay, so let's talk about this election. How are you feeling?
I think I was a little bit too confident last time, and now I'm like a little uneasy, and you don't know what's going to happen. And, it always just brings about so much like anger from both sides.
This is really a painful election, I'm finding.
Yeah, and it's not even just that. There's so much going on in the world right now, some of which is compounded by the situation that we're in. But I hope that we never experience anything like this for the rest of our lives. And I feel like it might be a little bit hard to explain, like the gravity of the situation. It's a lot.
So how are you feeling about Biden?
I was very, very happy that he chose Kamala Harris. I had a chance to have a conversation with her like 4 years ago. She came and spoke to our team and loved her.
What was she like?
One thing that I thought that she said that was really, really cool is like, as a minority, being in her position was sort of kind of like, oh, you're working for them. And she was like, how else do you create real change unless you get your own people in?
That's so cool. That's so good to hear. It's obvious to, I think, most people that science is real and that our climate is in crisis. Joe Biden believes science is real. That's exciting. He has the most progressive plan for climate change ever released by a major party nominee for president. And not only is the Biden-Harris ticket talking about the climate crisis, but they're also talking about environmental racism, actually talking about people who are affected first and worse.
And to me, it's like one of those things where it's like, it shouldn't really be that big of a debate just because you have all these things that you have just proof, literally in front of you. So that to me is very encouraging, very comforting. That will be taken seriously.
He wants to raise the national minimum wage to $15.
Just that alone, think about helping people that need it the most, people that deserve it. You know what I mean? That are working really hard, just like we all are.
And also, we're talking about $15 an hour for minimum wage. I'm public schools have to be funded so teachers can be incentivized to go into the field. So that's job creation to me. Mm-hmm. That's so cool that your parents are public school teachers. That makes sense why you and your brother are so nice. That's so cute. You're sort of a known cool, hot Christian. I don't know. I'm Jesus, I just don't think he'd vote for Trump.
Yeah, that's sort of been I guess one of my biggest issues is I guess in a way, representing the American people, somebody to represent your country. And also how can you just turn a blind eye to the things that are forget the small things, forget those. Think about the things where you're just what? How can we just act like this didn't exist?
I don't care what party you're in. You gotta admit, Trump is rude. He's a rude dude. He has got the worst, most disgusting manners, no decorum. You know who was not rude? Jesus Christ. I may be a Jew, but I know that Donald Trump is not a good Christian because he is rude as hell, baby. Calling all Christians, vote for Biden.
I feel like I was just so proud that like Barack Obama is representing the United States.
You know, the way that the president represents the people, it is spiritual. There's this energy of being part of something like a city, like a team, like a country that is spiritual. Something I really like about Biden is that he's talking about this election being for the soul of the nation. Like, I like that kind of talk around what voting means because I really feel like the spirit of our country has been crushed in the past 4 years.
Yeah, I always like to reference, if you read the Bible or believe in the Bible, he was like the person who was like, I will take the people who, the outcasts or whatever you want to call them, according to the Bible. So as Christians, like who are you to say like, we don't mess with these people? Like, it just feels so backwards because it's supposed to be all about love and accepting and helping people. But I don't know that those are things that are necessarily represented from Trump.
Let's check out the stakes. Michigan has always been a reliable state for Democrats, but in 2016, there was like a weird upset for Trump. And yet still, he only won by less than 1%. That's not a lot.
No matter how you're looking at it, it's not like a number that you just can't overcome. Just in general, the entire election was so close. That's very winnable. So and again, that's encouraging.
In Michigan, voter turnout for 18 to 29-year-olds was 32.7%. Which is cool. Like, okay, that's pretty good. That's not like paltry and embarrassing. But imagine if we got it to like 50% or 60%. Like, we can own this.
It's about educating people and the ease in which people can vote. And I think we're accomplishing that.
Okay, Blake, so do you have a voting plan?
Yeah, I'm registered in Michigan, yeah, but I'm also getting my absentee so I can vote because I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to be because of the season. If you're going to request your absentee ballot, please do it now. Commit to voting and just make a voting plan. That's simple, those two things. Go to this website to register to vote and get your Michigan cheat sheet.
Let's get into the meat and potatoes. Let's get down to the down-ballot candidates. The one thing that is so fucking important is the Senate. Democrats need to get and gain 4 seats to get majority control of the Senate. The Senate is like such a monstrosity, actually more important than the presidency. So we have Senator Gary Peters in the Senate representing Michigan. He gotta stay in that seat. He's really cute and he's like into motorcycling and then normal shit like protecting Michigan families from coronavirus and affordable education and defending the Great Lakes.
Senator Gary Peters.
So U.S. House Representative Alyssa Slotkin, she's running for re-election. She won her race in 2018 by a margin of less than 2%. So like, can the youth go out there and just let Alyssa Slotkin like unclench her butthole and just like vote her in by like 5-6%? It's not even asking that much. She has so far in Congress sponsored 32 pieces of legislation, 3 of which have passed, and she is for affordable health care, regardless of pre-existing conditions, protecting Michigan's natural resources, and combating climate change.
Love that. Alyssa Slotkin, keep doing it.
So there is Christine Morse running for an open seat, and this Republican one that she's running against won by just 1,300 votes last time. Like, we can totally get Christine Morse elected. She's a mother, a Navy wife, a cancer survivor, a former attorney, and currently serves as Kalamazoo County Commissioner.
Christine Morse, it's a no-brainer.
Amazing. And then John is the first openly LGBTQ person to run for Congress in Michigan. Wild, the first.
Good for him.
He's running to ensure everyone access to high quality, affordable healthcare, protecting the environment and taking action on climate change, and reforming corruption in politics, ending dark money, protecting the vote.
36 years, we're good. John Hope. Michigan, you have a special place in my heart from the moment I moved there. No better people in the world. Very caring, very passionate, very hardworking. So let's come together, do this, get out and vote, and let's see some good in the world. Just go vote for Biden and Harris.
A generator video has a simple format to make it easy to use your social media to talk about politics and government and humanize policy.
Blake Griffin. I'm from Oklahoma and I live in Michigan. One thing that I love is my family. We don't take care of public school teachers well enough. We don't put enough into public school education and our kids and our youth.
And Blake, can you just shout out to your foundation?
My brother and I started our family foundation 5 years ago. It's called the Team Griffin Foundation, where we help at-risk youth in Oklahoma, Los Angeles, and also Michigan. 3 places that are very near and dear to my heart. Whether it's just getting kids off the street, giving them something to do, not even particularly sports, just anything. We feel like we need to invest more in our youth, invest more in kids, and just give them the tools to create their own path.
Thank you so much.
Great job, Blake.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Feeling extra? If you're not in a state that we talked about today, Vote Save America has made it easy for you to adopt a state and get people registered and voting for Joe Biden. Here it is. Ho! Must see Thursdays. They were talking about cheat sheets. See you Thursday.